Okay. Yeah. Okay. One person less. Okay, no problem. So my name is Eric Müller from Berghof. I'm working for Berghof in the international sales since almost 3 years now. And for me, I only made a few installations, so I'm not so super professional like our service team. But our service team had a problem. Ari catched COVID or caught COVID last week, Friday or Thursday. So Christoph asked me to do this, and of course we have yeah, some regulations how to make the installation, and this is something what I want to show you today. Maybe it would be good if one or two of you could explain a little bit about your background knowledge. Do you already know the Berghof devices? And how long do you work for Equanti? And yeah, a little bit about your background. Very short, maybe 2-3 sentences or something like this. So that's okay. Just then I know what's your state of knowledge.
Rolando, would you like to start?
Yes, I lost connection. I don't know what happened here.
Okay.
Something wrong with my rest. My language is bad.
Rolando. Okay. So while you are repairing your connection, so Eric, my name is Andrew, and in real name is Andrzej, of course, because I'm from Poland, as you know. So in Equanti, we are working mostly with Agilent, so with Agilent brand and those devices like Absorption or ICP Optic and ICP Massa, and those are the devices that we are working with normally day by day. So right now we are looking for some other devices that we can connect with Agilent, because our clients are asking us about the devices that maybe they can incorporate with our system that we are presenting to them. Mostly our Agilent devices are connected with Dell computers, and that's it for us. And of course we have got some other equipment that we can present, etc. But without the devices like yours. So right now we are looking for the system to connect it to something, because right now our clients are only preparing the solutions in their laboratory, so they cannot dissolve it with our knowledge, with anything that they have there. So from about 10 years, I think, Equanti is working with Agilent. Right now we are mostly from about 3 or 5 years we are working more and more with them. I'm working with Equanti from 1 year. Rolando, I don't know if he can connect with us with his microphone. So he's working with Equanti from about 2 years, but earlier he was working in the same area in other company from 18 years. So he's a specialist in this area, and here we have also our other colleague connected. So Gilmar is working in a quantity from about 2 years also, and he's a chemicist.
Okay, perfect. Okay. That's not too bad. Not too bad. So I know Equanti had another name before. I just need to have a look where it is.
It's the same. It's really the same, because here you are changing the name of the company because of some legal situation and nothing else, I think. Because right now we have got still some contracts with the second name with some of our clients, so it's really the same.
Okay. Yes, because I think we were also working for a few years now together. I had some people who I was talking to. This was most often, wow, that was a long time ago. I think Umberto was his second name, I remember, but everyone called him Umberto. So he was the first contact for me. At the moment, I don't know. But things change, and I think COVID accelerated lots of, or catalyzed lots of things. So made everything a little bit faster. So from that point of view, it's good that we are back in contact. Also from my point of view, and I'm super happy that that we can have this let's say quick service training for at least for installation today. And we have another service training, complete service training, which will take place I think end of September, from 26th to 29th or something like this. So it would be nice if one of you will attend, and if one of you will know who it is, let me know, or Ari or Christoph. And in that case, so from my point of view, I'm here now, and I want to teach you a few things. I will also send you those documents later, and if you want, we can start recording and start the small training. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Eric, for everything. And as you said, maybe you are not technician, but of course you know all of this that we have to know, and we will appreciate your knowledge to share with us.
Yeah, thank you. In this case, I will start recording now. So, hello. So first things first. My name is Eric Müller, International Sales, and today I want to talk about the installation of a Speedwave Expert. Therefore, we have, let's say, 3 documents. The first one is installation requirements for the Speedwave Expert. The second one is installation protocol, and the third one is also is a user manual, which we will follow. In this case, I will share my screen now. That's the installation requirements sheet. This is something which has a, let's say, higher priority, because at Berghof we send these installation or these requirements to the customers, or to our customers, users, in the laboratories first, before we visit the customer, so he can prepare everything in the beginning before our technicians will arrive. So here it says, prior to the installation of Speedwave Expert, you should prepare your laboratory in order to fulfill instruments and special requirements. This assures a smooth installation, especially in this case for you, and correct operation of the Speedwave Expert. Consider the following requirements for the laboratory before the SpeedWave Expert is installed. So here are the first few things. So the laboratory, this should comply with the following requirements. So it should be indoors. That's the first thing. Free from vibrations, if possible, because the instruments, maybe also the other instruments that you install, are very sensitive. It should be free from dust, smoke, and corrosive fumes. So that means it should be in an environment, in a working environment. If you place it in the laboratory, that's okay. When you have an air condition or an airflow, it's also okay to place it in a fume hood when it's working. So this is one of the biggest topics. So because we want to keep the microwave system, or we want to protect the microwave system from corrosion. No direct sunlight is the next point. So it should not stay somewhere in the sun. Keep away from radiators or heaters. Have a suitable fume ventilation system. Therefore, we can see the exhaust requirements. Do not use above 2,000 meters in elevation. This could be also something for you, because I know you have also some mountains in Peru. I think they're called the Anden, and the laboratories in the mountains, it's a little bit tricky. So especially above 2,000 meters in elevation. Ambient room temperature should be between +5 and +40 degrees, and the temperature should lie between -40 and -70 degrees during the shipping and storage. I think that's okay for the most of the countries. Relative humidity, maximum is 80% until 31 degrees. Linear decreasing till 50% at 40 degrees. So, and it should not condense. These are laboratory standards in Europe and maybe also in Peru. But maybe you know about this a little bit better. So make sure that the vent opening on the back, left and right side of the unit are not covered. The units requires at least 50 centimeters of clearance on the back, left and right side. So that means there should always be some space in between. It should not be too close to the wall, yeah, and also not too close to the fume hood. The unit must not be set up in wet conditions, because it's not resistant to water sprays. It's not mandatory to install the system under or in the fume hood. We recommend to install the unit next to the fume hood or exhaust in order to lead the exhaust tube to this fume hood. So that means there are many older microwaves that will be put inside the fume hood, but with our unit it's not necessary or not mandatory to put it inside. Honestly, to tell you, maybe it's even better to place it outside, because in the fume hood, if the fume hood is closed and you have acids in this fume hood, there could be a corrosion in this case. So to prevent this corrosion, we say maybe it's better to keep it outside. We have a really high protection standard with the microwave system, which will prevent the user and also or the environment and also the microwave from acid fumes. But more to this a little bit later. Make sure that the SpeedWave Expert microwave system is set up and operated in a corrosion-free environment. If the unit is used for in a fume hood, it's not allowed to use open acid in the same fume hood. As well, the opening of the microwave digestion vessel must happen in another fume hood. If system is installed outside the fume hood, make sure the exhaust air is safely discharged into a fume hood or exhaust system. The exhaust requirements, what we have, it should be available with 1.5 meter distance of the instrument with a capacity of 92 cubic meter per hour. So I think that's also a kind of standard for the fume hoods, at least in Europe. I hope the same in your country. The user is responsible for an appropriate ventilation of toxic fumes according to the local laws and regulations. Space and weight requirements. Position the system on the intended work surface. Make sure the ventilation slots of the unit are not covered. At least 15 centimeters clearance. A clearance of at least 50 centimeters above the unit must be available. The work surface must be able to support the weight of the unit, maximum 100 kilo, and must have a surface area of approximately 1 meter 40 by 80 centimeters and 90 centimeters. And the power requirements and frequency should be 230 volts, plus minus 15%, 50-60 Hz is okay, and at least 13 amperes, better 16. And power consumption is almost 3000 watt. This document will be sent to the customer. He should signature or place his signature and add the date here, and you will verify this. So, but what's the instrument? What you want to install? Maybe you know about that instrument already, maybe not. So I will go into detail a little bit more. Now, so the Speedwave Expert is our microwave digestion system, and this microwave digestion system, has a tradition at Berghof since 1993. Before that, we built the pressure digestion system Digestec. And then 1993, we started with a, let's say, kind of conventional microwave, what you find in every kitchen. Then it got a little bit bigger. Then we had, let's say, Berghof made one. So there we didn't, we did not customize a microwave from the market. So this was our first microwave system, or self-made microwave system was the MWS3, MWS3 Plus. Then there was the Speedwave 4, Speedwave 2 and 3, and this is the actual system. This exists since 2015. But what you can see always here is this kind of rotor, this kind of vessels, and some fume collection system. But more to this a little bit maybe in 2-3 slides. So this is how it looks like. So that you get a first impression how this device looks like, and about the most important features. So we have a corrosion protection, or maybe we will start with the gas collection system. The gas collection system is this here. That's the gas collection system. These are the vessels, and the microwave rays will be entered from the side. Then these the samples will be heated. In the sample, of course, is the acid. The sample, maybe H2O2, and maybe some other acids as well. So the specialty here with this kind of reactor vessel, or with this kind of vessel, is that we have a closed system with a rupture disc on top. So that means if the pressure will get too high, this rupture disc would break, and then all the fumes would be collected in here. And then it will be transported out of the microwave via a fume, via a hose. So that's the idea how our microwave works. The vessels that we use have a very long tradition, and still from the MWS3, the vessels can be used in the Speedwave Expert. And that's not a joke. We really have customers who have vessels from 2002, and they want to update their microwave system, and then we just sell the Speedwave Expert, a rotor, some ring, and so on. So, but a little bit more to this a little bit later. What exactly we sell. But to understand how to install, maybe it's also good to know the most important topics. Like the oven, it's circular. It's not so it's a top loading unit. So where the lid will be put to the side, or will be swiveled to the side, and there's no loading from the front like with the entry system. So here we have a really high protection for the user. We have pressure vessels made of TFM PTFE. That's the highest standard what is available on the market. It's easy to handle. It's opening and closing without tools. We have the guarantee also on the vessels, not only on the microwave, and we also supply warranty extensions also on the vessels. We want to reduce the noise level with the dynamic fan system. So that means if the system needs to cool effectively, in this case, this fan is on 100% power, and if it's not used, or if it will not be used, there will be a regulation of the fan that the noise will decrease. We are able to measure the sample temperature with the DIRC. That's a direct infrared control. We had the patent there until a few years ago. It's a contactless detection of the sample temperature, and no reference vessel is needed. We have an OTC, that's the optical temperature control for the surface temperature of the vessel. So there we want to protect the vessel from overheating, because as you know, PTFE has limits around 230, 250, 260 degrees. And the hotter it gets, the softer it gets. And there is also there's also it will expand a little bit when it gets hot. We have the OPC, that's the optical sensor here. And we have a lid system where we can measure the temperature, the pressure in an optical way. Also, no reference vessel is needed then. So we have this kind of lids, like for one vessel or for the complete rotor set. So that means we can measure the pressure in here, in this vessel. And when the pressure will be too high, will exceed, the system will stop the heating. These are all our vessels what we have available. That's the DAP 60, the DAP 100, the AK 100, and TurboSafe 85. Here, what you can see, is that we have two kinds of vessels. So this is a closed vessel system. All of them have the vessel. They have a small lid, a rupture disc, and a cap. Here the same. And here we have the TS85. The TS85 is an open, let's say it's not a complete closed system, but it has a venting. It has a venting function. It's a little bit different than compared to all others, to all other competitors. We have a support jacket. In the DAK100 is also a support jacket, but made of ceramics. This is made of glass fiber. But the biggest difference, what we can see, or why we have this here on the market now, is because we wanted to enter the higher number of digestions per day, because here we can go for up to 32 positions in one rotor. And here we're limited to 8 to 12 positions. So you need much more runs in this case compared to the TurboSafe 85 rotor. The amount of organic and inorganic is also different. So those are for the really difficult samples, where you can add some more organic or inorganic sample, or also when you want to use hydrochloric acid, for example, in the vessel. In this case, it has a really high vapor pressure. You would need to go for up to 100 bar, and therefore this DAK100 is made for. The DAP100 and DAP60, this is more for the, let's say, easier digestions in the food, feed, pharma, cosmetic environment. So the DAP60 is the all-round vessel. DAP100 is more like for the environmental samples, like wastewater, other waters, or liquid, or where you have lots of liquids, and you need a little bit higher volume. But in general, we recommend the DAP60 or the DAK100, and for the food, pharma, cosmetic industry, we also recommend the TurboSafe 85 when you need a really high sample throughput. The pressure vessels are really easy to handle. I will show you this later in live. And here the same. So it's also very easy here to handle this kind of vessel, because it's only made of let's say 3 parts. So you have the vessel, you have this small ceiling. It's a flat ceiling, and here you have the lid and a little hose to connect everything to a fume collection system. So this is the heart from the back of device, the fume collection system, because with every vessel, we always have a fume collection system, and we are always able to keep the customer safe from nitric fumes or other acid fumes. But this I will show you also a little bit later in live. Here also the sensors are explained one more time. And if you want to know a little bit more about the optical sensor here, which will measure the pressure, let me know later, and I will also tell you a little bit more about this. Here you can see it's a swing top, and you see also the vessels from above, and the vessels what you recognize here. This is the one with the OPC caps, so with the optical pressure caps, and those are the ones without. So on the one hand side, you can order all with OPC cap, or in this case here with only one OPC cap. this is what we say. We have the lowest cost of operation because no other competitor has such a high lifetime of the vessels. We, by the way, produce them here at Berghof. And it's really easy and intuitive operation, reproducible results we secure. It's super safe and for all kind of applications. Okay, so that's the first basic things. What should we know? So now we know that we have some, that we have some installation requirements, and now we also know for what we have this installation requirements for the Speedwave Expert. And now I know I will show you the second. That's the installation protocol, and if possible, print it out and fill it out at the customer side. So first you will fill out where you go, who's your reference person, the date of installation, microwave, oven, vessel type, what they have. Serial number is also very important. If they have a warranty extension, for example, it's always written in German and also in English. So checklist of explanations and actions done. So place of installation, this is what we discussed. This should be free from acid fumes. There should be some space between the instruments and the walls, etc., etc. So that's the correct placement. That's the first step what you want to check. And when you place the instrument can be placed, for example, on a lab card. That's really the easiest thing. If possible, it can be customized to a height of 60 or 70 centimeters, depending on the height of the user. So if you have a really small user, in this case, it would be better to have a lab card which is around 60 centimeters high, so that he can have a look inside the microwave, and it's easier also to load, because on the one hand side, of course, we do not need to take out the complete rotor, but we need to place the vessels in the device, and it's always easier to place it at the same height like the person is, than if she or he needs to reach a height where she can or he cannot see the exact positions, etc., etc. There's a connection, an interface. This I will show you a little bit later. What to do? We have the sensor. There you can show the temperature and pressure measurements, like what I told you. Cap with pressure control, the OPC, calibration of pressure control, peak correction vessel. This is also something what we will do in a few seconds. I also have the operation manual available. I think that's the newest one. And I think we also, let me check, and let me have a quick look. It's always good to know also about that. There have been some changes now with the chapters, but it's pretty easy. 37, and there you can go through. So here you will also find some for example, we can go through this here, intended use, Speedwave Expert overview. So this is how it looks like when the instrument is open. That's the hose which goes to the exhaust of the Speedwave Expert. There will be attached an exhaust hose, And in the back you will find a main switch, you will find the connection of the power plug, and also the RS-232 connection to the power supply, and what means to the control unit. So that's the most important parts in the beginning. So we have a swivel cover, so that means it will open to the side. And of course, it's necessary to have enough space in between. It's also necessary that people who work with the instruments do not have a pacemaker, a cardiac pacemaker, and they should keep at least a distance between of 30 centimeters between the pacemaker and the device. That's also very important. Here we have the rupture disc and safety, gas extraction, emergency release. This is also something what I will show you later in live. The DAP vessels, how they look like, what they're made of. So we have the DAP 40, but not available for purchasing anymore. But the DAP, so only it's replacement parts, but here we need to, also write about them, the DAP 60 and DAP 100 vessels, and the turbo safe vessels and how they work, opening station. So here you will find also lots of information. Liner systems, things like this. Okay. Okay, durability. So durability of the vessel. This is what I mentioned. We have vessels from 2002 which are still used. It's not the typical. So I would say the typical lifetime is between 5 and 10 years for the vessels. If they are used always at the limit, so let's say at 260 degrees for the DAK or 270 degrees, or at 230 degrees for the regular DAP vessels. Of course, it's like with the car, always in the red area. So the engine, the rotations per minute always in the red area. Then of course the engine will also not last that long. The same is for the vessels. Really high temperature and pressure are also stress for vessels, and then it might be that how to say that the vessels will not last that long. But like I said, we also have some warranty extensions also for the vessels, where we guarantee, for example, 5 years warranty on the vessels. And if something happens in between, then you know who to ask. Sensors, like I said, rupture disc. How to use the rupture disc? We have some sheets which we generally show. I just need to have a quick look for the correct part, but I can forward you this also after the training. We have a lip sealing for the gas collection system. That's also important. The O-ring for PFA exhaust tube, and expanding the TFM lips. But I think I will change the room now, because in this case it's better to be at place. So please give me a few seconds. So I'm back, and now I changed the room. Okay, I changed the room, and is it? Okay. I have a speedwave expert here, and maybe this could also be an idea. I will share my. So on the one hand side, I will enter now with the. Hey. Yeah. Okay. 2 seconds. So I think I should be here 2 times now. Video. Okay, perfect. And I think you should see my my window now. Yeah, good. Yeah, correct. Good. So first things first, we go through this in live, and I can show you the main points. You switch the camera. Yeah, good. So on the one hand side, we talked about the place of installation, and the place of installation is on a kind of LED card, as you can see here. So you have the interfaces. I will turn the device around. So here at the side, there's the interface, and here is the controller, and on the controller on the next side is also the connections. And I think you can see this quite well. This controller will be, or the connection here, the RS232, will be connected here to this part and to the X6, so X1 and X6, and then we will need a power plug, which will go to the switch. So now the system is closed. If you want to open it for the customer, here at the lower part is also a kind of this here where you can pull, and then the device. It's an emergency opening, and then the device will be able to open. So what you can see here, that's a swivel lid. This is why you need around 1.40 m in width, because the lid will go from one side to the other. Here, what you can see here is the ports for the magnet here and here. Here is a fan, here as well, and here is the bottom. Let's say, the bottom of the device. This here is the infrared sensor. It's very small right now, probably, but if I go down here, so above, this is a small opening. That's the OTC, and that's the OPC, that's the optical pressure sensor. So here on this side, we measure here, here, and here the temperatures and pressure setting of the device. To start building up everything, we have this bottom plate. On this bottom plate, sorry, on the way around, like this. Here will but please remove the blue sheet. Here this ring will be added, and then we have the rotor. The rotor will be put on top here. Here, as you can see, there's a straight line. Here is also afterwards, and if it's ready, it should be like this. So it will be fixed. Yeah. On top of this, you will integrate this fuel collection system, and the instrument is almost ready to go. Yeah. Good. Now I need some other things because I want to go through with you parts that I have. General, that's the DAP 100 and the DAP 100 DAK 100, sorry. It consists of a vessel, of this ceramic liner, and of this insert. But when you unpack, you'll find it like this, and here you have a few sets. Here are some screws. There are also some other things. For example, like the rupture disc and the small cap. And now this is also provided. And if you want to close this kind of vessel, maybe I switch, I turn this off, then you will see a little bit more in detail what I'm doing now, because I want to close this vessel now. So I have this here. I have so I have the insert. I have the cap. The cap will be placed here, top. Yeah, very easy. And then you will screw this down until you reach stop. Then you will turn back, and that's super important because now, so make it in a start like this, and then go in a way, yeah, this. So it's important that you will go round, so not push from top down. It's better to go like a wave. That's easier, because then this lip will be extended, and then it is how to say, that's how we close everything, or that's how we gonna seal this vessel. Then the rupture disc will be placed on top. Then it will be put inside the reaction vessel, and then of course you would need some lid to screw on. I need to double check if I have the cap available in a few seconds. Yeah. So now I need to have a look for the next quick look. Okay. So next step. I'll be back in a second. Okay. I hope you can hear me quite well. So now we have this slit for the DHA. We have, in general, we have a kind of closing system. Or you can use a quick look. You also can use the. I think you can see me, right? Okay. So we can close this also by hand or with the closing system. Just hand tight. That's all. Not much more.
Excuse me, Eric. We
Yes?
cannot see anything right now from about 30 seconds. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Good to know. Okay. Again. So that's the general tool. That's someone started it. I didn't want it started. So just make it better. So okay. Just maybe I go this direction. So you close it hand tight, open a little bit, close one more time, and that's all. After that, here we have a connection. So with this connection, give me 1 sec. Yeah. So with this connection, we will place this. Okay. So we will place this vessel in the rotor system, and then we turn this screw to close everything, and the same will happen to the rest in here. If you have some positions left which are not used, in here you will find these small screws, yeah, and these small screws need to be attached here. And with one hand, it's now a little bit tricky. Yeah. No.
Eric, is there some specific?
Yeah, so they will be attached here in the end. So for the positions which are not in use. And now, as you see, there's all the weight is on one side. We always need to have at least 2 vessels in the system. I just put one here, so just as an example, then everything is steady and in place. So that's important also for the systems, is that we have some symmetry. So then the top can be closed, but please do not close it in a strong way. So always be careful, close it by hand. So now we have this cable connected here to the side. We will plug this in. And then what you can see is that the system is running. You will have some some upper part, the PLC unit, which will start. But maybe in the meantime, I will show you a little bit more details. So you need to connect the source. If your sales manager has ordered a neutralization unit, so this will be connected here to the neutralization unit, and from the neutralization unit, afterwards, it will go in here, so to the side. When everything is mounted here, so that means there's a black adapter, and on this adapter, the black hose will be screwed on, and this black hose will be connected to the fume hood. So now you have three possibilities. You have the user, you have admin, and you have service. User is for the user, admin would be for the admin, and service is for you. So the code for the service is 1811. And then you will see this surface here. You can open the device here when you click on this. Then here, this electric switch will be activated, and the lid will be released. Then you have, for example, methods that you can choose. You have data, what you can read out. You have your setup, you have your user. That's something for the CFR 21 part 11. You have a logout, for example, and you can start. So, but first things first, you can show the customer how to choose a program. For example, choosing a program would be just like, let's say food, for example. Then you go for select. What you also can do is you can edit this one. Here you can choose the vessels what you have. So for example, DAP 60. Then by clicking on the ramp, for example, here we have 170 degrees, but maybe we want 180 degrees now. Yeah, then we click 180 degrees, press OK, and then we have changed. We also can change it back and save, and that's all. And then when you selected it, you can go for start. Here you can enter the digestion comment. Yeah? For example, the run, the date, for example, today is no, the 11th, not the 22nd. So where's the one? So here you can add, for example, the date. Where's the one?
Doesn't have number.
Shift. Sorry, you press on shift. You can tell, okay, 07 2022. Example. Okay. Then you also can write some details. So for example, when pushing on sample details, then you also can write here some sample names, for example, etc. Then the next, and then here will be shown the temperature and the pressure what was set. For DAP 60, for example, we suggest 35 bar as the maximum, so then we are 5 bar below. Here the ramp is chosen, for example, so that's in minutes, 5 minutes, holding time also in minutes, and the power. P means power and percent, so that's the power what what is going on, or what will be supplied for the digestion. Here in this case, for DAK vessels, we always recommend 90%. If you have some more sensitive or let's say higher explosive things, you can start also a little bit more slow. Then you go here, for example, with 50% in the beginning. Then you can go for 70%, 90%. Then you still can open the lid. And if you want to change the position because the user needs to load devices here in the back, you can push on turn here at the top, turn, and then the following will happen. So then here the rotor will start turning, and that's easier. It's easier, for example, for the customer to load this device. Pressure is on, then you can go for start, for example, and then you will see that it will start heating. Then here the temperatures and pressure will be shown. At the moment we have nothing to digest, but more to this maybe a little bit later. So then we can stop and everything. But before the first run, we need to make some adjustments. Here we also can review everything after the run, when the run is completed. And we also, I think we also recommend to make a first run. And then you can push on exit, review, digestion. Yeah, okay, finish. And then here you have short report or full report. I want full report. Okay. There's no USB now, but this is only for CFR. So, and then here we have, here you regularly can see what was, which so here you can see the files. You also can export the files as PDF, short report or full report. Yes, there you need a USB plug, and you also can view the digestion, for example. I will try to make an okay bad example. Let's have a look. Okay, also not allowed. Is there anything which is allowed? No, in this case, Dauertest Magnetron. Aye, okay, bad examples. Okay, there is also an alert if something will go wrong in this case. Good. Let me double check something, because I need to go back to this protocol. Okay. I think now we have talked about the temperature, pressure cap. Pressure cap. Druckmessung, so calibration of. No, this we still didn't have. Because so first I want to show you a little bit more about the pressure cap, and I think I need to go for the other one for the presentation. Yeah, okay. In this presentation we will find some no, sorry. No, sorry. Okay. I think it dropped me out somehow. No. Something is wrong. Okay. Okay. Maybe I go ahead with this here. So here, what you can see is the pressure cap, and the pressure cap, it consists of a few things. So here we have, where is it? So at the top, yeah, this is a kind of enlarge it a little bit, and it's easier to see. Here's a prism. This prism is what you see here on top. That's a prism, and through this prism, there is a light will be sent through. What you can see here, and this light has a special wavelength, and it will be sent through this prism. And what you can see here is a glass ring. So here we have a glass ring. Give me a second. This here, this blue shaped. That's a glass ring. And this glass ring, so the polarized light will go through the prism, through the glass ring, into the optical sensor detector. And when there is pressure from below, this glass ring will be squeezed.
Eric.
Yeah?
You not focus your camera.
Sorry?
It's better here. There.
You do not hear anything?
It was not focused. Doesn't have
give me 1 second, please. I need to on speaker. Okay. So there's no focus.
Now it's okay.
Okay. Okay. So again, so the polarized light will go from the top through the prism, and then through the glass ring into the optical sensor. And when this glass ring will be squeezed because there's pressure from below, then we have a difference of amount of light which will enter this sensor. And this we can calibrate. And I just need to double check with Christoph, because that's something what I didn't know. Okay, during the run, press TP left upper corner, check pressure, correct? Okay. So I think I will send you the videos afterwards, then it's easier, because that's something what you need to do during a run, and I don't have any possibility to make a run here. As I'm at present not in the laboratory. But this can be shown via these videos without any problem. Yeah, this is something what needs to be done on the controller. And maybe it's also better if you see it directly on the video than if I do it. Okay, so now we have talked about the sensors, we have talked about the lifetime of the vessel, we have talked about the rupture disk, but maybe it would be interesting for you when this rupture disk needs to be replaced, because that rupture disk, of course, it will get a bubble, and this lid as well. They will get a bubble after the first run. That's pretty normal. This here needs to be exchanged when you see a white ring in here, or if this will get broken. So the white ring will occur at the outer side. So here in this field here, yeah, here. And when you see that there's a white ring, it needs to be replaced. The rupture disc should be replaced after 20, 10, maybe 30 runs. You will see that the bubble will get bigger and bigger. We also have some information sheets which I will share with you afterwards. But these are the consumables for the microwave system, and that's the only consumables what we have in this case. Yeah. So then we have. We've talked about the vessel, we've talked about the rupture disc, lip seal ring for gas collection system. Yeah, the lip seal ring for the gas collection system. Yeah, that's something special, because when you connect this hose, so it should look like this. Here is an O-ring. That's a bigger part, and that's a really small part. And then so that's a limiter for the system. So this just will be put in like this. Yeah. And then you can push this inside, but maybe more to this later. So first, everything will be applied, and then you will close it here. What is going on? I think maybe I pushed too much, but you will see the limit in a few seconds, because it's movable upwards, downwards. That's what you see here. Up and down. And this is the final position, because to close it, it must be like this. Yeah? And before the run, and that's super important step. Before the run will be started, you will push this inside. And it's also not possible to open this with this hose in there, because then this hose will go in here, and then everything is fine. So you close it, switch it on, and then push start. Okay.
And Eric, what will happen if you will forget about this point?
Yeah, that's a good question. Great, thank you for asking. So if you forget this here, for example, so in general, first, nothing will happen. There will happen something. For example, if you show it here. If for example the ring, the lip was not widened enough, and then some acid fumes will exit from here. So that means if the system here was not tightened, or if something here is broken, so that means now you can see that everything is very smooth, good surface, brand new. But there are some vessels which are damaged here at the lip sealing, for example. That could also be a possibility. So that means people try to close it like very. Okay, I made it too nicely. So like they push very strong, and then you have some damage here at the side, and then the acid fumes will go will enter the chamber, because when this is connected here, and the fume and the hose is not in here, there is the possibility that the acid fumes will exit here. Of course, we have the ventilation system in the microwave, but then people talk about corrosion of the fan, corrosion of some inner parts or something like this. So that's always not 100% sure. So that means if you see damaged sealings, for example, please tell them they should replace them, because otherwise it may you may have corrosion in here. You will often also see when mistakes happen here. You also see that there's that this, especially this tube, will get yellow from over the time, and if it's maybe the device is 2-3 months old and this hose is yellow, then you already know. One second, I think you did not close this properly, or the lip sealings, and then they will the acid fumes will exit in here and will be neutralized in this neutralization. But that's the most important step, to close this properly, to widen this properly with the closing tool, and then everything is fine. Yeah, that's a good question. Thank you. Something is not working here anymore. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. This I've also shown you how to expand the TFM. There is also another possibility. So we also have some stand that looks like this, with a which is a little bit conical. But that's not the best solution. So this one here is the most ideal one. But I think this is supplied in most of the packages now. Opening and closing of the vessels, that we already have done. Leak tightness. Undichtigkeiten. Okay, yeah. We also talked about this right now. Connection to gas collecting system. PFA tube, yeah. Okay. Menu navigation, we also did that. Parameter, power, time, pressure, temperature. Yeah. Methods. Collection of application notes. Yes, we also have some application notes available. You can download this on our website, or your how to say, your sales manager can do this. And example of application report. I tried that, but it did not work out. Okay, but I will send you an example of a correct application report. Minimum volume. Minimum volume, we always have 7 milliliters. You will also find this in the user manual. It's also mentioned that we have 7 milliliters minimum volume somewhere. Yeah, I can have a look for this now, but I think we can go to the next one. Positioning of digestion vessel. Yep. Okay. Positioning of digestion vessel. So that means you have selected a method. We go start, next, and then you can choose vessels. And then you can say, okay, wait a second, back. Okay. Escape. Very good. Good. So we choose the method, but we have chosen the wrong vessels, right? Because here it's mentioned DAP 60, but we have DAK 100. Save. Select. Start. Next. Not start. No. Cancel. Okay. So vessels. And now I only want 4 vessels, for example. So I push on 4. So now we have chosen 4 vessels, press OK, and then here you will see which positions you should go for. So you have selected less than 8 vessels. Please place the vessels in the numbered position as shown below. So that it would be 1, 3, 5, and 7. Okay.
And
for
Eric, where you can see the numbers on the instrument?
The numbers on the instrument you can see when you open the lid. And you have here 1, 2, 3.
Okay, it's clear. It's clear. Thank you, Eric.
Okay. So there you can see the vessel numbers. Okay. But it should always be symmetrical. So that means if you go for 4 or if you go for 6, then this is not symmetrical anymore. So not really symmetrical. So the idea would be 8 or 4 or 2. So please do not try to make 3 or something like this, because 3 would not be symmetrical. So the microwave race distribution would be not as you like it, because if you make the test run, then you will have different temperatures in it. So therefore, it's 8 is okay, 4 is okay, 2 is also okay, and then you can go for start.
Eric, that's because the distribution of the microwave, right?
Sorry?
It's not symmetrical because the distribution of the microwave.
Yeah, of the microwave race. Yes, that's correct. So because we have a round-shaped vessel, or a round-shaped microwave oven, and imagine if the rays would be distributed in here, then you have the rays everywhere. But if you have one here, one here, one here, then the temperature, then the microwave rays would not be the same everywhere. That's the biggest issue. And then you have let's say bigger temperature differences, and the customer do not like temperature differences, because in one or the other case the digestion will not be, let's say, done properly. Then you will have a residue or something like this.
Digestion will be different from different samples.
Yeah.
Okay.
Demonstration. Yeah. Then you do a demo of an experiment, for example. At best, choose their application and make the application on site. Then we have also for the maintenance, we have cleaning of the vessel. In our case, we have such a great quality of vessels that it's normally okay if you clean the vessel or the inserts with 15 milliliters of distilled water, or double distilled water, or ultra pure water, or whatever you have. So at least that there are no metals inside. There's also I think a cleaning run possible. So for the customers who want to have a cleaning, so here we can go for cleaning vessels, for example. So here's a cleaning vessels program. We have also a conditioning program, especially for the beginning. So when you start, when you perform IQ OQ, for example, and then you can condition the vessel. So that means you use some water and or let's say acids with very low concentration, and then you will condition the vessel. Then after the run, you will put it in an oven, so that everything will be conditioned. So we also have some programs, for example, for this, just to make sure that the customer has always the same quality of results. Yeah, the data will be recorded on the controller. It has an integrated SD card. This cannot be dismounted or something like this. So it's an integrated one. So it's not one that is somewhere here in the back. There's only what do we have here? USB port. We have some Ethernet. Then we have the RS-232. X7 is empty. Yeah. So that's all what we have. So it's nothing too complicated. If the storage is full, in this case, you can go for the how's it called? You can go for to take a USB stick, and then you download all the data files, and then you will clear it, and then the data are saved on the PC, for example, and then you can start from zero. Data transfer is also mentioned in the manual. Let's have a look. Data transfer. Yeah. In principle, like I've shown you, you push on. No, that's evaporation. Digestion data. Data reports. I think there was the print report, for example. Yeah. Export to PDF. Yeah. Here it's mentioned. Via data, you can access the select and view data file menu, and then you can. The printer is not working anymore, as we do not have a printer anymore because this is from long time ago. But export PDF is still working. That's also compliant to the CFR 21 CFR Part 11 part. And there you can export to the PDF, and you need a USB stick, and then you can select the files or select all, and then just save it on the stick. So, and then we have data viewer software documentation. Where did we stop? Parameters. Documentation. Data viewer software. Okay, the data viewer software. I think I didn't have available on my PC now. Documentation. Yeah. So that's the things what we always supply with our how to say units. We have some auto controllers. So here you also have Ethernet, IP, etc. Then IP address. You have WebVisu and language, and this is what you need to enter to the in a browser. And the PC should be connected to the Ethernet. So that means to the when you connect your or you can connect your device via a hub to the Ethernet of the customer. Then you can also control the unit from via the PC, for example. It's always possible. I need to double check. Maybe it works. Give me 1 second. Where do I have this? think I'm not connected here to the bathroom now. Okay, but never mind. Then you will get some documentation about the pressure caps, where we tell the pneumatic pressure tests for the so the deviation of pressure reading at 80 bar, which is okay in this case. You will get some instructions for the DAK, for example, here, how to use it. You will get some information for the microwave oven, where they shown the serial number, for example, where they show the serial number of the IR detector, firmware, software, etc. It's also very important. Then you will have some turntable, some information for the turntable, delivery volumes, and so on. And last but not least, you will get a CD with the German and English user manual. And in this user manual, you will find all the steps what we were talking about right now. Yo. Okay, not connected. CD, like I said, user manual, and also application reports. There's a collection of application notes also listed here. We also provide for our distributors some information, for example, in our download area. There you also will find some where is it? Price lists for service, marketing, presentation, webinars, pictures, etc., etc. Yeah, and also some application. So here you have, for example, application notes. And then you have a kind of overview about all the applications what we have, and we also can go more into detail if you choose, for example, technical or okay, that's conditioning and so on. So technology, for example, PET pellets, for example, and then you will see here the microwave digestion, what vessel should be used here, for example, DAK 100. Then the amount of sample, what shall be used, then which acids should be used, etc., etc. And those are really, we have lots of them. Like I already shown you here. So that's all application notes. And if you have customers who do not know about their application, and this is mandatory for sales, then please get in contact with us. We are also always eager to make some applications. Last but not so for the customer, and last but not least, you should write the first and last name of the participant of the training, the signature, and acceptance of installation, etc., etc. Okay. Do you have any questions left? Maybe I forgot something or whatever, or something is not clear so far. So just let me know. I would be eager to answer your questions now.
For example, Eric, when you are using this in some laboratory, how many times during the day is it possible to use this equipment? For example, if you are telling us that this part is like for 20 or 30 times to use, how many times normally, from your experience, laboratories using this every day?
Yeah, so it always depends which vessel you use. For example, DAP 60 is faster than the DAK 100, because the DAK, like I've shown you, has some ceramic inserts, and the ceramic stays hot for a very long time. What means very long time? I think that's the thing what we are talking about. How long will a run take? And I would say for a general run, 45 minutes. In case of DAP 60, for example, when you do not have any super difficult application, that means you can prepare if the customer has ordered a second set of vessels, for example, then he can prepare one set during the other set is running in the microwave. That means he can save precious time. Then he can make maybe 8. Let's be realistic. 6 to maybe 6 to 8 runs a day, which are with 12 vessels. Let's say I would guess around 80 digestions per day. So 80 vessels. If you have a customer who's using TS85 and he has 2 sets of vessels, then the time of preparation is longer. But maybe you have 2 people who are working on the sample preparation. In this case, it could be possible to balance 2 people who are working with this instrument. I would say it could be possible that you can perform also around 6 runs per day, which would be okay. That's a really huge number. Let's make maybe 5 to 6. Then you're around 150, 180 digestions per day. But you need a few people who are working with this unit, and you need to do it every day. So that's the idea behind. Yeah, and you need 2 sets of vessels. That's always mandatory. 2 to 3. Yeah. If you want to have a really high throughput, in this case, it's easier if you have more vessels and more people working on the instruments. Yeah.
For example, from the service point, what are you changing mostly? What parts are you changing mostly in this case?
Most often, what did I say? If the customers do not watch out and close this device too strong, then he needs to replace this.
The door mechanism.
Yeah, the door closing, for example, but this happens normally once. Then he knows, okay, I should not close it so hard. But in general, I would say it's magnetrons and inverters. And then it depends how often it will be used. The more it's used, or maybe the more it's used, and the longer periods of times the microwave is running. Let's say instead of 45 minutes digestion, you always make 1.5 hours digestion. Then this is a little bit more intensive. Also with high power, then magnetron and inverters are sometimes they need to be replaced. So maybe every 1 year or maybe every 3 years, more or less, I would say.
And
but the costs are the running costs. We have an overview. We also have some warranty extensions, and also some, but of course it's not included. But we also have some, how's it called? Give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, maintenance contracts. Now I got it. So that's how we do it. So basic is 1 year warranty. Then you have extensions up to 5 years, for example. Then we have maintenance contracts and consumables subscriptions also. So that means the customer knows how much in the end he will pay for the whole unit, and yeah. But maintenance contracts, I can, if you want, I can also send you some maintenance contract how we do it in Germany. But I bet you also have some ideas what you how you do it in Peru in this case. But like I said, if you want, Ari can send this, or Ari can send it, or me. But I think Ari knows a little bit more in detail where those maintenance contracts are and what we list, and then it's super easy for the customer.
And for example, after the installation, how many times during 1 year, or maybe once a year, you have to make maintenance or service, or how many times or how often?
In general, we recommend to do maintenance once per year. So if we have maintenance contracts, then we have it once per year. But of course, there are customers who never do ask for maintenance. Yeah, and then they ask, "Oh, my
it's our case. It's our case, Eric. Most of the clients."
Yeah, but in general, we do it every year. So we recommend it every year. Especially when you want to have a warranty extensions up to 5 years, then so especially for the device, then you should have a maintenance contract, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Okay.
And in this case of the service once a year, you are replacing those elements that you mentioned?
This I need to ask Ari. This I do not know exactly. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Because as you know, we are mostly from the service side. So our part would be to make a maintenance, and of course to maybe tell the client what he have to change and how often and something like this.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. But this information can be provided by Ari. They have already some maintenance kits. And if you have these maintenance kits, everything is included there, and then it's really easy in this case.
That's great. That's the answer, really.
Okay. The maintenance kits can be downloaded on the website, and also found in the service. How's it called? Service. Price list, and if you want, I can send you the overview also. It's not a big deal. But what exactly needs to be changed every year? This is something for Ari.
Yeah. But if it is included in some kit, so maybe it is also ready for us, and that we have to only change those parts. Sorry, Eric. For example, when the client is using this equipment after the preparation of the samples, for example, in your experience, how can he use those samples? Maybe for what equipment? For example, you are probably working with Argil and with other brands. So what is the next stage after your equipment that he can use those samples?
The next step would be ICP MS, ICP OAS, or AAS. So where they make some analysis for the okay. That's also a good question. We didn't go for that. So in general, that's the sample preparation for the ICP MS, ICP OAS, and also for the how's it called?
Absorption.
AAS, absorption, spectroscopy. So customers are in general laboratories which have a look for heavy metals in food, environmental samples, in cosmetics, whatever. So things like this. So in the end, there's always a an analytic in the next part. Yeah.
Great. And
yes,
for example, for this moment, you have heard about some clients that are using this equipment for as a in the mining laboratory, or just food, just cosmetics.
Yeah. No. We also have them in the mining industry. If you have customers in the mining industry, then the DAK are the right vessels. Absolutely. We have a few devices in South Africa for mining. We have some in Russia for mining. Some customers in Australia. Some are how to say, they try to increase the quality of diamonds, for example, where they put the diamonds into this acid. So there are yellow diamonds and the pure white diamonds, and they put the yellow diamonds in this acid, and they extract the how is it called, the colors, so the metals out of the diamond, and then you get a higher quality grade in the end, and that's also something, for example, what is done in the laboratories. We have application notes for digestion of various soils and stones, whatever. So yeah, that's one of the biggest focuses what we had with the DAK, and there we are, I would say, so from my point of view, the best on the market with the higher pressures. So the lower pressures everyone can do, also the venting system everyone can do, but the completely closed systems, 260, 270 degrees over a longer period of time, and still digestion of or vessel lifetime of around 5, 10, 20 years. This is like impossible for all others. So that's something, that's our major focus. And yeah, so mining is absolutely the right market for us.
Great. Thank you, Eric, for those answers. And of course, because mostly we have got mining industry, then some environmental laboratories, then of course food and medicine, and some universities, and that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think there you are on the right. I think it should be perfect. We should have many devices in Peru now.
Yeah, that would be great. Mostly the mining industry is mostly more than 2,000 meters, because it's 2,000 meters. It's like gone on.
We raise 5,000 meters in mine.
I know.
I know. That's the instrument about 2,000 meters.
Yeah, but maybe that's a good question. This I would need to ask our development team. That's a good question. Maybe the what about the Agilent technologies, ICP and so on? Do they work above 2,000 meters?
We have Agilent working about 4,000 meters.
4,000 meters. Okay, so I have not tried that. If you want, you can try. but in general, what should happen? I think so we have microwave rays. They should not be influenced from the height. We have the pressure measurement, but this is up to 100 bar. So it also should not have the big problems. You can adjust the pressure also, or you can calibrate everything. This I really need to ask the development why they wrote 2,000 meters.
That would be a great question, Eric, because most of the cities in Peru are above the 2,000 meters.
Yeah, except Lima.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lima is maybe 50 meters or something like this.
100.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I will ask this with the development team, but I'm sure that we will have a good answer in this case.
Because in the case of the Agilent, of course, in most of the mines there are like absorption those devices, only AA. So the optic and massa, it's not included in those laboratories. Most of those things that are not so reliable are in Lima.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I will double check this. And will provide you the information. Of course. Okay. Perfect. Good. Any questions left, or?
Where the microwaves, the way where the microwaves go through the instrument. ¿Cómo se dice el generador de microondas?
What is the generator of the microwave? Where is it?
The generator of the microwave is in here in the device, but I think this will be something for a deeper service training. So there are two. We have two. Two magnetrons in the device.
Magnetron is the word.
Two magnets. Better.
Both of 1.2 kilowatts.
Each with 1,000 kilowatts. So that means 2,000 watts in total. Yeah, but it's enough. It's enough for all digestions.
I think it's a disperser too of the microwave.
Sorry?
Disperser. Do you have disperser to the microwave to disperse the waves? Or no? Or is directly the
disperser? Yes. Not here, but I think we probably have some some presentation or something where it's shown.
Okay.
But you mean distribution of the microwave rays?
Yes, I would like to see.
Yeah. Okay. I will make a note for this, and this I can send you. That's not a big deal. Yeah. Okay. If no other questions are left, my battery is like quite low at the moment. And in this case, I think something happened. Cannot go back. Now my phone is doing crazy.
Yeah, you are after the all day of work, so.
Yeah. That as well. Yeah, but now I'm back. I'm back here. Yeah. So yeah, it was a long hard day, but it's always okay. So Monday at Berghof is always day for meetings, and Tuesday is often better, and there you have much more time to visit customers or to write quotations or whatever. So in this case, busy day today, but it's okay. It's good, better than nothing. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. And I will send you probably some some certificate or something.
Yeah, perfect.
That would be great, because as far as right now, we do not know that we will sell some equipments after the more of the training, or maybe later. So that would be great to tell to our clients that we are certified.
If you have a service manual or maintenance calendar.
No. Everything. I think everything is in the user manual. So I think also service manual. But I need to ask Ari. He knows better. Okay. Yeah. And of course, you're invited to take part at the service training in Germany. So the hotel and the flights would be on you, and or on Equanti, and the rest, so like beverages during the training, and visiting the restaurants and so on. Afterwards, the food, everything would be on us. Also, the training is on us. Yeah. So if you want, take part. We would be happy to see you here. And of course, this often makes the relationship better between the companies. And yeah, so from that point of view, you're invited, and we would be happy to see one or two people from Equanti. Good.
That would be great, Eric, and thank you very much for your time, and we appreciate that to sharing with us your knowledge. And of course, we have to know everything about your equipment in this year, because here in Peru you have got a big potential of the clients, especially from the mining laboratories.
Yeah. Absolutely. I totally agree. And when we have good potential, maybe it also could be interesting for the sales people to get in contact with me, or that you will write one or my direct maybe product manager or something for our products at Equanti, and in this case. So then we can go ahead and have a look for the sales, that you have something to maintain.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, super. Thank you very much, and enjoy your day. Have a great start, and so thank you very much, and see you soon.
Thank you, Eric.
For all.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Eric.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.